Martin Luther King Family Services has long been a vital part of the Springfield community, addressing many needs. Recently, I sat down with the man in charge at MLK, Ronn Johnson, and their new director of after-school programs to learn more about their mission and something new and very important they've got underway.
The concept of even referring to the agency as a family services agency really came out of our desire to wrap around a child more family support services, because when you're working with a child in isolation of their family or the school or the community that they live in, you typically are not going to be as successful if you can engage those entities to also come to bear to impact on the quality of that child's life and their experience, and give them the motivation and encouragement to know that there can be something greater for them if they just apply themselves and follow the rules and create somewhat of a vision for themselves, who they can be, what they can become.
That's what it's all about. I know you want to comment on that, Janice Watson, but I got to tell you, when we got the material about you joining MLK Services, I'm reading through it, and they gave me a kind of a little job description, and it was pretty amazing. You're going to have to oversee all the after-school programs and camps at the community center and at the charter school. You got to supervise some staff. You got to work with the transportation folks, because that's so important. Kids are coming, getting dropped off, getting picked up. You got to communicate with the Department of Early Education and Care, full-time job right there. You got a lot on your plate. What a job you're taking on.
It is, but I'm excited for the job that I'm about to do, and I'm already doing. And like Ron said, just working with the children is so much fun, and knowing that they're our future.
Let me ask you, and Ron, I'm sure, want to talk about this too, because, again, it's extending and increasing the mission that you have at MLK Family Services. You've got a new parental engagement initiative getting underway. I think you sort of kicked it off Martin Luther King Day with registration at the Mass Mutual Center event, working with the Rebecca M. Johnson Elementary School, specifically working with improving reading proficiency. So important, because if you can't read, you can't do anything. You can read, the world is open to you. Tell us a little bit about that.
So this program is a totally new program that the Family Center we're doing at MLK. And it's exciting because not only are we working with the children to increase their reading levels, but we'll be working with their families, trying to get those parents to be able to help their children at home with their homework. So yes, we're helping the children at Rebecca Johnson, but how can we help the parents themselves to be proficient in reading? And so that will be a big focus of this program.
And Ron Johnson, what a great family-centered thing to do.
It's a great opportunity that comes through us through the Reading Collaborative for Reading Success, supported in large part by collaboration of funders, really anchored with the Davis Foundation, the Community Foundation, just to name a few of those organizations that provided resources that allow us to go into this partnership with a public school and really using our connectedness in the community to engage parents in a number of meaningful activities, so they sometimes can reduce the isolation that they feel around the challenge, and really open up some doors and some thoughts about what they can do, as Janice said, to promote their reading proficiency with their children. But sometimes they have life issues also. And because we're a multi-service agency, we have the unique opportunity to be able to engage with folks. So you can't begin to think about focusing on your child's reading if you are concerned about whether you can put groceries on the table. So we can connect them to our emergency food pantry so they can get nutritious meal tips and actually get adequate food to support that family.
Every little person that's coming to you, there's a story within them and around them.
Definitely, and for them to be able to tell their story and to share with others what they've been through, and and to learn from other stories as well.
I got to take a minute, and I don't want to embarrass you personally, but you are a great American story yourself.
Definitely.
I got to use the word because of everything going on in the country today. You're an immigrant to this country from Jamaica. You came on your own, alone, when you were, 19? Went to Florida to work in track and field, to learn, really.
Definitely.
You later were in New York City. You were with some family there, but still takes a lot of guts. You trained in track and field. You've been a coach. You've worked with terrific folks here. You started the Genesis program, the track team, which a lot of folks are very familiar with it at the charter school. Talk about the challenges you faced and how that helps you work with the kids you're working with who they're facing who knows what kind of challenge.
Yeah, the biggest challenge was being in America by myself without a mom and a dad, and to have someone to fall on. And so, a lot of our children face that right now, whatever the systems they might be in, their parent or a father might be incarcerated. And so, we have the challenges with the young men. So, of course, we have the Young Men's Program at Martin Luther King Family Services. And then, but the biggest thing is not having someone that you can reach out to and talk to, especially when you're going through, and for me, the challenge was not being able to go to school, go to college when I wanted to go to college because I did not have a guarantor for me. And so being able to now graduate from American International College with my bachelor's and then going on to Springfield College, I can now share with young people, it doesn't matter how young or how old you might be, once you have a goal, you can reach for it and you can attain it.
And that's really what MLK Services is all about.
It is, and we're really pleased that we have Janice. She epitomizes very much what we're looking to be able to see happen for our young folks. That sort of, we're not looking to give them a handout, but we're looking to extend to them a hand up through the various programs and services that are provided in the agency.
Got to ask you to talk. We only got about a minute left, but there was a great, great quote you gave. You said you had some great friends, helped you in Florida, women of color. Stand up for something even when you don't have anyone or anything. Trust the right people, have the right people in your life. Those are words to live by.
Definitely. You have to have the right people in your circle, and know when it's time to get some of those folks out of your circle because it's time to move on. And those women have always been, and they've touched the lives of many young women, because it was a bunch of girls that they touched their lives. And I can tell you, I've lived by that, and it's brought me in a place where I am right now to be able to have a relationship that I have with Ron and other folks within the community.
Ms. Watson, Mr. Johnson, thank you both for coming in. Good luck with everything you're doing. Thanks for what you're doing for our kids and our community.
And thank you for the opportunity.